Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J live from the Dent Legacy Internet Radio. Thank y'all to everybody that's been listening to the show tonight. We appreciate it. It's a very, very big show, a hybrid show. We had live airing earlier on, and we had a nice replay for you guys that we just had that featured our co-host S.Y. Butler, as well as First Lady, voice you've ever heard on Legacy Internet Radio, comedian Lissa P, and our brother Big Bro Joe all joined us here in that last segment. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank our brothers Marcus Sankova Nix, as well as Minister Asar Dennis Winkler. They joined us in the first segment tonight to talk to us about their business, which includes the Winkler Investment Group. We talked about real estate. We talked about Afrocentric thought. We talked about building businesses, and it was a great show, and I felt empowered to bring it to you, and hopefully you guys felt empowered actually listening to it here tonight. Thank you to everybody that listened. So many names, of course. Unfortunately, I can't get them all in, but it was a lot. I saw the lights on all over the country tonight. We had lights on in Seattle tonight. We had lights on in the Midwest. Of course, the lights were on in Atlanta, as they always are. My hometown of Jersey City, New Jersey, and Baltimore represented tonight. And so want to have a special thank you to our listeners in those areas, as well as areas that may not have checked in. We know you are out there. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody who is listening to the live show on TuneIn. You can listen to Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J every single Monday night at 7 p.m. until we finish live on TuneIn. So just pull out your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, and search Legacy Internet Radio on TuneIn. Of course, you can search us as well on Streamer. So there's many ways that you can be a part of the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio that you hear every single Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. We also have our replays on on YouTube. So everything that we do here on Ain't No Half Step on Marcus J is loaded in podcast form on YouTube. So all you have to do is go onto YouTube. You can find the link on my personal page, or you can find it on the Legacy Internet Radio page, or the Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J page. Or if you go to YouTube and you search Legacy Internet Radio or Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J, you'll find it. Use your hashtags, and all that stuff is there. Legacy Internet Radio, we're here every single day on Mondays. Of course, it's this show on Tuesdays, and live in radio, hosted by Mr. LP Steven Sykes. It's a community-based show. You don't want to miss him every single Tuesday night. And then on Wednesdays, you've got the Uptown Lounge, great hip-hop show. They feature the Great Debate at 8, where they have a battle. They do a battle every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Between artists, so that's great. Thursday night, you get the Biker Show, All Throttle Radios at 7. Black Biker Culture, Urban Perspective. They're, of course, led by our brother Dirk Diggler, as well as Bam Bam Goody, New Breed MC, as well as Throttle King MC. So you definitely want to check them out. They're followed by the Listening Party. And if you've not listened to the Listening Party, then you're definitely doing yourself a disservice, because those young cats go in every single Thursday night at 9:30. They're playing underground beats. They're playing hip-hop tracks. They're offering commentary on them, so you definitely don't want to miss them. And then on Friday nights, we get you ready for the weekend with the pregame. They start at 8 p.m. on Friday nights, and pretty much anything goes on that show. So you definitely want to check those folks out. Saturdays, we're doing replays of all of our shows throughout the week. So you tune us in on Saturday morning throughout the day. There's no telling which one of the aforementioned shows you may hear. So definitely you can get yourself caught up on the week's shows by tuning in during the day on Saturdays up until 5 p.m. when we air the world famous Aaron Turner show. So definitely check Aaron Turner out, his crew, at 5 p.m. And then in the evening after that, we got reggae all night long. The Bob Marley and the Family Reggae Mix airs on Saturday nights. And we go all the way until Sunday morning. Sunday morning at 6 a.m., around 6 a.m. is when we start the gospel, amplified gospel, that is. Of course, Mr. LP is your DJ for that time frame, so he's going to be playing gospel music for 24 hours going into Monday morning. So there's plenty of variety here. We're socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor here on Legacy Internet Radio. We're here 7 days a week, and it's because of you guys listening to us on TuneIn and listening to our replays of this show on YouTube and checking out our website, which is www.legacyinternetradio.com. .com that helps us to continue to grow. Another way that you can help continue to go is we do have our fundraiser that we're currently in the midst of, where we're asking if you hear something in any of our shows that you like, that you want to continue hearing, that you go to our website. There's a link on the www.legacyinternetradio.com website where you can donate directly to our fund through PayPal. So anything that you would feel in your heart to help us with, we'll certainly be very appreciative of your kind donation. So keep that in mind. If that's in your heart to do so, we would greatly appreciate that. And our show, of course, our website, of course, is sponsored by Live Action Captions, Free Spirit Enterprises, and Joseph Lewis Insurance. So definitely, if you have another sponsor that would like to be a part of Legacy Internet Radio that we can build with, certainly send us an email to Legacy Internet Radio, one word, Legacy Internet Radio @gmail.com. If you're looking to create your own show, we're certainly in the market to continue building and continue growing here at Legacy Internet Radio. We're 7 days a week right now, so definitely would be happy to bring anybody along. So that's pretty much all of my speech that I have at this time. Of course, I want to go ahead and end the show with my rant and my closing. Actually, before I do that, I always jump the gun a little bit. I almost forgot, and it's something I never do, so I'm a little bit embarrassed, but I do appreciate you guys' patience with me. One thing that I always do, and I almost forgot, is I always profile a missing and or exploited child, which I almost forgot to do that, but I'm glad that it did jump back in my mind. This week we're looking for Akila McGowan. She is missing from Wheaton in Montgomery County in Maryland. Akila wears her hair in a ponytail, and she has a tattoo of Keke, K-E-K-E, on her right arm. She was last seen wearing a white and black swirl shirt, light blue skinny jeans, sneakers, and carrying a black purse. She's been missing since July 27, 2015. Her date of birth is November 2nd, 1999. So that makes her 15 years old. She's a black female with black hair and brown eyes. She stands 5'7" and weighs 130 pounds. If you have seen Akila McGowan, please contact the Montgomery County Police Department at 301-279-8000, 301-279-8000, or 240-773-5400. That's the Special Victims Investigations Division. If it's easier for you to hit their website, missingkids.com, do that. Or you can contact 1-800-THE-LOST, 1-800-843-5678. There's any number of ways that you guys can get a tip in, and you can remain anonymous. If you know where Akila McGowan is, or any of the missing children that we've ever profiled on this show, definitely make sure you get in. Again, my apologies to the long-time listeners. I always try to make sure that I get that in. I almost forgot it, but I didn't, so it's a good thing. So Akila McGowan, let's keep our eyes open for her and see if we can get her home safely. All right, now it's time for me to close it out. Of course, I can go through and get to my rant and my closing now. And again, appreciate you guys giving me an opportunity to indulge myself. There's so many things that I can rant about tonight. I was in a very, very grumpy mood this week in social media. If you've been following me, you know that I had a lot of posts out there that was basically calling folks out on their nonsense and calling folks out for not doing a better job around the idea of being honest, just keeping it 100 and making sure that your friends are honest, your friends that may be a part of other cultures. And what I mean by that is there's just a whole lot of mean-spirited, nasty comments that are going around in social media these days. And I'll be honest with you, I've been a victim of it. I don't typically come on the show and complain and tell you guys, well, I got this inbox today, or, well, I got that inbox that day, but it happens. I went through it last week. Somebody sent me a hate-filled email calling me the N-word, and y'all know how I feel about that word, but the thing that really frustrates me more than anything is the hypocrisy. Many detractors make black people out to be negative, bad, worthy of suspicion of law enforcement, thus, of course, the stop and frisk laws and itchy trigger fingers. Truth is, most of us go to work, pay our taxes, own our businesses, are educated, raise our families, do our civic duty, all the things that we're supposed to do as citizens. And we are not offered the same benefit of the doubt afforded to law enforcement or potentially people of other cultures. And I'm no longer content to turn the other cheek or be patient. And I'm not speaking of what I think. I'm speaking of what I know, because I've been pulled over. I've been profiled. I've been followed. I've been questioned. I've been detained, all for unnecessary purposes. And y'all know me. Y'all know Marcus J. I'm about as clean as it gets. But I'm going to scream from the highest mountain when the achievements of our people, come up, and some folks are offended by things like Black Lives Matter. But yeah, they're real quick to sign a petition to extradite a rich guy for killing a lion, if you can believe that. I actually saw on the news this morning that the Empire State Building had put the lion's face in lights. Nobody's ever had that done. No president of the United States, no Martin Luther King. Nobody's ever had their face in lights on the Empire State Building. But I'll digress from that for just a moment. Don't even get me started, by the way, on those of you out there that's supporting a billionaire for the president of the United States who has offended Mexicans, black people, women, poor people, pretty much everybody other than white male rich people. And actually, he's offended a few of them as well. Look around you, and you'll find that by 2016, most of the electorate will be Latino, black, female, and poor. And we've shown as a nation that we are more concerned about dead animals and armed, trained law enforcement officials than we are of unarmed victims. And unbelievably, it's unbelievable how folks treat each other. It's just, I started off this by saying that, but it really is unbelievable to me how we treat each other. We see the divisiveness of something like the Confederate flag, but we call the offended people babies and whiners for having something to say about a symbol of divisiveness that's been in existence for nearly 200 years. And you can say what you want about Southern pride and heritage, but we know the reality of what folks who are defending that flag are really doing and what they're really saying. And they're doing it publicly, not just behind closed doors. Lord only knows what we would see if we could see what we don't see. We in so much trouble in this country, y'all. Priorities are mixed. When $1 million corporations can make billions, but folks still live on the street. And if you suggest balancing that, they call you a socialist with disdain in their voice. At this point, I do feel like I'm rambling, but I got to tell you, tonight, today, yesterday, and probably tomorrow, I am truly an angry black man, and I ain't got no shame for it. That's the Marcus's unrelated rant that has kind of a lot to do with what we talked about tonight. It's the end of the show, of which we will rerun in its entirety immediately following this airing right now. So if you missed anything, if you missed our brother Osar, if you missed our brother Sankofa, or if you missed the fun that we had with SY and Big Bro Joe and comedian S. Lesser P, you're going to hear all of that. Just stay right here and we're going to replay it all right back to you. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Those are the words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background. Independence is key to building your legacy. And I want to say peace to all the stars and all of the squares. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We'll be back right here next week. Peace.